Okay guys, this is Artemis here, and I just want to show you a little bit of this deck. I'm a free-to-play player, and I got two decks that I really like. It's keeping me on free-to-play account, my only account by the way, and it's keeping me around 2,500 trophies. I got a Sparky, a Giant, and a Sparky, and the rest of my rare cards, which are the level 7 Wizard and level 7 Valkyrie, are level 7, so they're decent. But if you look down further, all my cards are common cards, and a lot of them need upgrades. And like I said, I'm free to play, so I just want to bring free to play content, which we haven't seen a lot of it on YouTube, so that's my goal. So let's see, we got a few cards here that we just got. We've got cards that need upgrades we've had for a while, I've had for a while, so you know, depending on the different account. But there are two battles I'd like to try to see that replay and show you guys here. So I have one that's a Giant Sparky deck, and the other deck that I use is just a Giant and the Inferno Tower with kind of the same deck, just not using the Sparky. It's more of a defensive deck versus an aggressive offensive deck, or an aggro deck. So let's just go into some of the replays. We could see, we'll do the Giant Sparky, and we can look into that one. And this one, who knows who the guy's against. We've getting a lot of Oriental names lately. I don't even know why or even how to pronounce them. So anyways, good luck to him. And we're just going to start off with our normal Giant and Sparky push. And he starts off with the skeleton, I mean not the skeleton army, but the shielded skeletons and a hog rider. And he tosses in a goblin barrel. I just left the Valkyrie alone and took the hits on it, and they did extensive damage, but I want to concentrate on my push, and so I dropped my Sparky and some minions to back up the Sparky. And so the first hit of the Sparky takes out those shielded skeletons, and my minions got hit by the arrows, and the Giant did a lot of damage, and the last hit of the Sparky took out that tower. So I'm assuming he's gonna get ready for a really large counter push. He did a lot to defend it, so I know I'm in the lead, but I still want to play kind of defensive. So I'm gonna drop off the little bomber here and just let him get into the defense, and dropped off my archers in the back to take out those goblin bears, knowing that I was gonna get a few hits or chip damage onto that tower, but in my book was acceptable. So I thought he was gonna use his hog rider to push on the right, considering that he would want to take that tower, but he didn't. He used a musketeer and left it over there. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I decided to do a full push anyways, kind of ignoring the musketeer to my left and going down the right lane to try to take this tower as well. And I should have known he was going to use the guarded skeletons and then follow it up with the Valk, but I didn't. I didn't see that, excuse me guys. And now I'm just in kind of a defensive mode, and I think he is actually, or was before he dropped off the musketeer, in an elixir lead. So now I'm kind of in a defensive posture. I see that he's going to toss the goblin barrels. I throw something that way, and I throw the Falk on top of his musketeer. And I still want to do my hard push, and you know, because I think I could get away with it. So I dropped that to kind of shield and do the push, and then I also noticed he dropped the hog, so I dropped my wizard and my minions to defend against that, which I did perfectly well. And I figured I had a good enough push in the back, but what I didn't consider were the arrows, and those arrows did a lot of damage. If I should have waited and maybe tried to drop my archers, and I did that a little bit late because I should have also waited to drop the Sparky there. So now he's got two musketeers and a goblin barrel. I go ahead and I drop off my my Valkyrie, and guess what? That's game. I was able to defend. Very little left on that tower, only 86, so I win. So that's pretty good. So anyways, that's one of the replays I wanted to show you, but I got another one here, which is with the other deck, and I'll show you that one right away, just rapidly. And it's against a level 10. His name is called CMAT from Malaysia clan, and you know, good luck to him. but this deck is featuring the Inferno. So, but this is to start off. I noticed he started off with the Wizard. I started with the Valk. Just wanted to see what he's gonna do next, and he drops off the Giant. So I drop off the Inferno Tower, and then want to keep a follow up with my Valk headed in, kind of tanky. So I just said I'll toss in my Musketeer and some minions to back her up. I didn't notice he actually has level 10 minions, so that was pretty good on his part. Those are going to be hard in defense, but I was able to take 1053 from his tower. Excuse me, that's what's left on his tower. And at this point, I've heard a lot of talk about the Giant Boulders combos coming out, but he didn't use a Giant Boulder, he used a Giant Wizard. So he's got a level 3 Boulder and a level 7 Mega Minion. I've only seen about level 6. And so this is the first time I see these two combinations together. So I used the Giant to just kind of hopefully use him as like a meat bag. Check that out. He just fireballed it, and he took out my Wizard. So even though my minions are sitting there hitting that very tanky troop is that bowler, but my Musketeer finished it off and also finished off the Wizard and was able to get one shot and bring down my his tower to 877. So that's really good. We got to keep an eye on that. He's also, now I'm sure he's going to do the Giant Boulder that I've heard so much, and since I'm not sure how to defend it, I'm just going to drop off my Inferno Tower. What I didn't expect is that he is going to try to counter my Inferno Tower with the minions, and I drop off some Spear Gobs and the Valkyrie to try to deflect the bowler, but my Valkyrie went for the Giant and kept the bowler out of range from the Inferno Tower. So, and I decided to defend against that miner that he sent in, and he finished off whatever was left with his Wizard, and I decided to just keep it on the defensive, toss in that, and now I want to use both of those troops to kind of start my own push. But we're running out of time here. It's only 35 seconds left, and I did expect the Valkyrie to get to the tower, didn't, and he drops off his level 7 Mega Minion. Thank God it went in the other direction, so it was enough time to leave that alone. But I know he's going to drop a Fireball because he did it before, and I made that mistake of dropping my Wizard and my Musketeer too close together, but for some reason he didn't get it all. So that was really good, where I got a good defense kind of going, and oh, he's going to take out my minions with his Wizard, but I was able to drop off my Giant in the lead, and then everything's targeting the Giant while everything else is targeting the bowler, but he decides to freeze it. Unfortunately, my Musketeer and Spear Goblin stayed alive and was able to take the tower in overtime. So that was a very close and good game. So those are two decks that I'm using a lot, and like I said, I'm a free-to-play player. I just want to bring some free-to-play content to YouTube, which I don't see that often. So there's two decks here that are really good. If you can see, I've never spent money on the special offers or anything like that where I actually have to spend on my own money. Kind of want to keep this as a free-to-play deck, and for that reason alone, you will see that I have cards that I need to upgrade. Check that one out. Bunch of cards. Cards I don't use, cards that I do use. Try to keep my most important cards up to date as much as I can. So my next updates or my next upgrades is going to be the Minion Horde, the Barbarians. I think I'm going to try also to get my Spear Goblins up there too. I still need quite a few of those cards, and then I'll be up there to level 10. But those are the cards that I kind of use the most. And I've tried using the Royal Giant before, so I might want to consider that. And look, hadn't noticed, but I also have or will be able to make a level 6 Mega Minion at 2,000 once I get 2,000 gold. But I'm pretty down in gold right now, so I got to start, making sure I get all that. And so you can see I've got the Miner, I've got Sparky, and I've got the Lava Hounds for the legendary decks. And I've actually got my Sparky level 2 and my Lava Hound, once I pay for it, will be level 2. I just haven't had them lately in my decks. They just seem to be destroying them so much, so I haven't been using them that much. I actually used the Miner quite a bit. And I'm still missing all of these cards. So I'm missing the Bowler, I'm missing the Log, the Ice Wizard, which I consider one of the most or probably the best defensive card out there. And Princess I don't have the Lumberjack or the Inferno Dragon, which was recently released. None of those. So I'm still hoping I can get a few of those here in the future and bring more free-to-play content to YouTube. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for listening in, and if you would like to hear or see some more free-to-play stuff, let me know. That's what I'll be here for, and that's what I want to do.